Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in for our pre-match build-up at Chelsea versus Liverpool. A massive game for both sides. Hopefully, every single one of you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. Let me know what you got up to really. But I'm joined by two very special guests, my good mates of the channel as well, and two massive Liverpool fans. Ricky from the 1892 Reds podcast. Make sure you do head over to support the lads' channels as well. Just done a little episode with Luke and Ricky on their channel, so make sure you do head over after this episode and check it out and subscribe. And we got mate John as well, absolute legends, gentlemen. Let's bring his in here. Ricky, start with you. Hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year, mate.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thanks for having me on. Hope all is well. No, we just spoke about it on our channel, but it's good to get into it again.
Spot on, lad. John, same to you, mate. Hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year.
Oh, brilliant. It was messy. Glad it's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good, mate. Yeah, cheers for coming on, lads, and everyone. Make sure you do get your comments in the comment section below anyway. We will be reading out every single one of them. Any talking points you want me and the lads to debate on the show, make sure you do drop them in. But really, in terms of, we'll go straight into, obviously, the Chelsea build-up. We'll be talking title aspirations for both sides as well, and the ramifications, really, for the result possibly that could unravel come tomorrow afternoon anyway. So let me know your thoughts on that. But Ricky, we'll start with you, mate. Obviously, Chelsea, I'll just quickly get up there. Obviously, the results against Brighton. Did you watch the game, mate? Because it was a disappointing result from Chelsea. That you got absolutely battered.
Yeah, I thought Brighton were a much better team. I thought Brighton deserved more than a point. Obviously, the Chelsea squad at the minute, COVID sort of killing them with injuries as well. It's getting tough to pick an 11 for Chelsea. All the money they've gotten, all the money they've spent, they do seem to be struggling with picking a pretty much decent 11. And you see on their bench, they had a few kids on there as well. It's come at the wrong time for Chelsea at the minute.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? And I think, as we said, both Chelsea and Liverpool find themselves in a very similar position, really. In reality, come what tomorrow, John, both sides could, if it does end a draw, could be a lot more further back than you would anticipated. Obviously, Liverpool, we still have got that game in hand, but it's a massive. It's probably, would you say it's a bigger game for Chelsea more than Liverpool, considering they've played one game more?
It's a lot better game for Chelsea, definitely. So, but both teams have to win. Don't get me wrong. If Chelsea lose tomorrow, then Chelsea have no chance whatsoever. If we get a draw, then we can still win the league.
Yeah.
I think we just can't lose.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think, but I think a draw is good enough, especially with COVID cases, the injuries we have, the injuries Chelsea have, and a draw is decent.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. Obviously, Ricky as well, spot on there, mate. We'll discuss the injuries as well. Off the back of that Brighton game, Reece James, it'll be a massive miss for them, won't he? Obviously, we've seen how good he has been for Chelsea this season in recent weeks and months. Is this something that Liverpool can very much look to hopefully identify? Obviously, Marcus Alonso has been playing fullback in recent weeks sometimes. Obviously, Chilwell, he got injured a couple of weeks ago. So is that an area for concern for Chelsea? And do you think Liverpool should very much look to those wide areas to really expose and get at this Chelsea side?
I think the thing is with Chelsea, you won't see them try to bomb forward as much on the wings. James is going to be a massive miss. Alonso can't bomb forward like he normally does because Salah will kill him on that wing, as well as he's got to deal with Trent going forward. So he's going to need some help. Callum Hudson-Odoi is not a right wing back. He come on the other night against Brighton. It's absolutely terrible. It's going to be very interesting to see how Chelsea set up. I do think they're going to try and counter us. What team don't try to counter Liverpool in a minute? But I do think we're just going to have too much for them going forward because I think they're going to have a few makeshift defenders as well. Thiago Silva's not fully fit, but I think they're going to rush him back. So it's going to be interesting to see how we adapt to Chelsea's lineup and how we adapt to. Obviously, not scoring the other night for us was a bit of a, not to say worry, but it's not a common occurrence for us. So it's going to be interesting to see how we are going forward.
It's very there, isn't it, Nicky? And in chat as well. Bit weird. We didn't score. John, obviously there's a lot of talk in the press in recent days of obviously that car crash interview from Romelu Lukaku. Envision Tuchel reacting kindly to that or dropping him. It'd be a massive story pre-game, which it is.
I don't think he plays. I don't think he can play. How can you play for Chelsea the weekend after coming out and saying what he said?
Yeah.
The fans don't even want to play. The fans hate him.
Yeah.
I don't see any way he can play in this game.
He doesn't help himself, does he, mate?
He's a nut job, but
yeah,
he's always done it.
Yeah, absolutely mad. John, is any areas that Liverpool you'd hope to look at that Chelsea side? Obviously, with James, I don't know why you've got Google have got James on the bloody left. I don't know why that is. I don't know if he played there.
Oh no, yeah, he did play there.
Oh, did he?
He
Oh,
played
sound.
there,
Yeah, it was a bit mad.
I've said all season long, several times to several people, Chelsea's defence isn't strong. You can get the defence very easily. If you can break the midfield, which isn't great at the minute either, you can get at them. Why not?
Yeah, most definitely.
And with Mo, Mane, and Jada up front, it's probably the best forward line in any Premier League team has.
So, yeah, on that, John, how do you envision Liverpool? Obviously, a big talking point, obviously, pre-game. Obviously, if you missed the news today, Jurgen Klopp will be not selected, obviously, due to potential positive test anyway of COVID. So he will not be in the dugout. It will be Pep Linders and obviously the lads in the backroom staff. So do you think that'll have an impact, John, not having Klopp on the sidelines? Or do you think Pep and the lads will do his bidding in the right way?
I don't worry about Pep taking charge of the game. I think Pep's going to be our next manager when Klopp leaves. So I don't really worry in that case. But if anyone thinks for 1 second Klopp is not going to be on the phone in Pep's ear watching this game, you're nuts. Klopp's going to be all over this game, whether he's there or not.
Yeah, was it like Ant Deck in the back of the room? Go on, make it
honestly. Klopp is going to be all in his ear the whole game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it does unravel. Pretty sure Klopp would just be like all us watching from home anyway, going mad with his missus anyway.
Sometimes could that not be a good thing as well, but so then he could see things from home that maybe during the game he wouldn't have been able to see.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That John actually saying it now as well, but you have to be spot on there. Eamon's gone with a draw would be a decent result at Stamford Bridge on other times, but I feel it is a must-win game for any talk of title hopes. Very much agree with that, Eamon's. If Liverpool can win their games, and we will still continue to be 6 points behind Manchester City. If we do win our 2 games in hand, obviously we will be 6 points behind. And obviously City have still got to play Chelsea in a couple of weeks. And obviously Aston Villa are going to the Etihad on the last game of the season. So you never know. Stevie could wins the title, take his Liverpool top off, run around the Etihad, and wind up a couple of manx anyway. So it's far too easy to do that anyway. But Ricky, any surprises from Liverpool's end in relation to obviously team selection? Just mentioned Jurgen Klopp there. Joel Matip is rumoured. Possibly he's looking like he has got COVID or a false positive or whatever it is. But obviously, you've got to look after the squad. So it's Matip, Firmino, and who else was it, Ricky? Was it someone else? Alisson as well. So how do you envision Liverpool setting up with the players out?
I think we set up the normal way I would have put Kanate ahead of Matip for this game anyway, regardless of Matip being out with COVID. I just think we need Kanate, a bit of pace and power at the back for this game because Chelsea got a few quick players going forward. If Lukaku does play, I think Kanate is best suited to mark him instead of Matip. The goalkeeper situation, I'm not worried about in the slightest. I rate him very highly. The Irish kid we've got, Keller, is it?
Kelly.
Yeah, I rate him very highly. So it's good to see him and see what he can do in a top game because we've seen him in the League Cup a couple of times, but Chelsea always a step up. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Midfield picks itself as whoever we can pull out the fitness room because that is probably our worst area on the pitch. Strikers are going to pick themselves because I think Ox is the only other option that can play in the front three that we've got fit in a minute because I don't know what they're doing to Divock Origi because nothing's come out regarding him. He's just not made some of the squad recently. They're saying he's injured, but I'm not having any of that. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Tomiskas and Trent are going to play a massive role, I think, going forward because we can get at this Chelsea team. This Chelsea team have been beaten up with fitness issues, injuries, COVID.
Yeah.
So I want this game to go ahead so we can get the 3 points. If we don't get the 3 points, it's over. There's no doubt about it because this City team, you can't afford to drop that many points.
Yeah, we know, don't we?
Expect to come. They're too strong at the back end of the season. But it's mad though. I was having a conversation with someone. How can you turn around and say to someone, you've lost 3 games all season and you haven't won the league? In the early 90s, you could lose 5 or 6 games and win the league. Yeah. It's just madness. Now, if you lose 2 or 3 games, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, it's how much of a juggernaut this City side is in it as well. And mate, we were speaking off camera. I think it could be another talking point or debate, really, John and Rick and everyone in chat, for another night, really, especially this month. We're all greedy. We want Jurgen Klopp to win everything, but given the resources, the amount of resources Pep has had at his disposal at Manchester City, that one league title could look ridiculously good. And when you compare it, say, if City do go on to win the next 5-6 Premier Leagues, it's a massive statement that we broke the wheel. We somehow won the league, and obviously we've ran this City side close in some seasons as well. So it's not like we've just been passerbys and just watched from outside the top 4. We very much give our all, and the lads have give our all, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more title challenges in this Liverpool side. Whether it's this year, we'll wait and see anyway. I'm very positive in that respect anyway. But let's get to your comments as well. We do appreciate you tuning in. Jamie, I don't know if you're busy, mate, but I'll drop you the link. You're very welcome to join, mate. Let me know in the chat. I'll drop you a link on Twitter, matey. Appreciate it. Big up. Nice one, the Asian sensation. Absolute legend. Hope you had a good New Year and Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays as well. James and Christensen are missing as well. Massive miss, Christensen, as the lads already alluded to. Thiago, he's very much been holding the fort when he has played, but you're heavily reliant on a 36-year-old. It's not the best case scenario, really. Mark's gone with, we need to just play our game and win them, and hopefully they mess up somewhere. Yeah, that's the most important thing, isn't it, John? That Liverpool very much do stamp our authority on the game. Not like, obviously, I didn't do a post-match, but all of us were fuming after that Leicester game because there was far too many players on that pitch that were just passengers and just allowed the game to pass by, really, and not really. You don't mind losing a game if you give absolutely everything, but I don't know if it was the momentum and the rhythm of not playing a game a couple of days prior. Obviously, City, Leicester did get absolutely walloped by City the couple of days before. But look, your thoughts on that, mate?
I think the only reason we lost against Leicester or weren't at it against Leicester is because Henderson wasn't at it. For us, we need Henderson to play well. If Henderson is on the pitch and he doesn't play well, Liverpool don't play well. I think anyway. Against Chelsea, Henderson will be right up. He's going to want the bad. So I don't know. Would you start Axe against Chelsea?
Oh no, that's another night video for another night. And I've been one of Ox's big. You know me. I absolutely did love, and I still do love him because I think there's a player in there. But I just want to pick him up and just shake him. I wanted to shake him at half
He has
time.
been doing well recently, but
Yeah, but he was so much. He's been
He's not a star.
like, the game against Leicester was a massive opportunity, mate. Wasn't it? The game, the one game where we just needed a midfielder runner, just someone to drive at that Leicester team. He was too many sloppy passes, not just him, but the whole squad was very disappointing against Leicester. And as Ricky alluded to, mate, all of us know we can't allow points to be dropped from stupid positions. Brighton, the Chelsea game, even when they got down to 10 men, massive impetus really for Liverpool to go for the game, as well as Chelsea did defend that day. And even the City game as well, we were winning 2-1. Just these drop points. And when we look back on like all these league titles that we've not won the league, even when it was Rafa against Fergie and that, the amount of drawed games, if you want to win a league title, you can't allow silly drop points or drawed games here and there because they do accumulate to missing out on a Premier League, don't they? But yeah, fully agree with the lads as well. As Mark said, Chelsea have no fullbacks. We can still put out a very good 11. Even Chelsea fans say we should win, but fingers crossed, Jamie. If only football was that easy, like we've seen against Leicester. I think everyone in the man expected Liverpool to cast aside that Leicester side anyway. But lose tomorrow, it's all on the Champions League for us, really. I'll ask the lads in a little second and ask you. Obviously, I won't spoil the question. But we'll go to Days and Sensation. Big up John and Ricky. We should handle Chelsea despite the title race over refs. VAR robbed Arsenal and the Gunners. VAR's robbed not just Liverpool, but a lot of clubs. It's the clowns using the tech. It's not the technology that's the issue. It's the people, the clowns that are using the technology. It's not like it's not like it's just been introduced this year. It's been in football over the last couple of seasons, but hopefully we do see an improvement. But it's these refs. They've all got big egos. I wouldn't see in the future an increased level of performance from the referees to standard. Just need to keep at it and keep pinned back. Yeah, a relentless Liverpool, a classic Liverpool performance. But even if hopefully we do win tomorrow, Reds. But what we need is to gain momentum. Even if Salah and Mane and Naby are going to the AFCON, but the players that come in, they need that same intensity. And you never know what can happen with City, as we've already alluded to every single one of years. City have been great, but they've had some massive luck in recent weeks with refs and VAR. Jay, with luck, we didn't have a bit of luck. Obviously, you create your own luck in football, don't we? Everyone knows that, but we need a bit of luck in reality. But fingers crossed it'll all change. You never know. Leicester knock the stuffing out of me. Not excited in the least. Mitchell, I fully agree with you there, matey. It was a disappointing one. I'll ask you both. Ricky, start with you, mate. What was the biggest disappointment from the Leicester game for you? Obviously, I've talked about the performance, and was it the way in which they approached the game, the lads, or
the 50 corners we had? I mean, we are got to be the worst team in the Premier League at set pieces. I mean, you've got Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip. They must be 6'5" plus. You've got Trent whipping them balls in with Tomiskas or Robertson. But we are just so rubbish at corners. I mean, you could put none of their defence or players in the penalty area, still ain't scoring one. We need to start learning more ways to score goals than just rely on Trent and Robertson or Tomiskas to put a ball into the box in open play and expect someone to score. Or there's got to be other ways and means of scoring goals. Set pieces are crucial when you're not playing well in a game. You could be hitting everything against Kasper Schmeichel, him saving everything, but you get that one corner where someone gets their head onto it and we score. Matip's got a 50 pence head. I mean, every time Matip heads the ball, you know it ain't going in.
It's not like we got Big Sammy. I miss those days when I was a kid, mate. You'd see Big Sammy rock up to a corner and you're like, yeah, he's a fucking better.
He can even volley one in. Big Sammy used to volley him in as well. I mean, it's just poor. Like even Van Dijk don't look the same at set pieces no more.
He looks like he's lost his spring, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like for me, if you're an opposition defender or even an attacker defending a set piece, you're looking at Van Dijk and even if you're defending against Zebu or Matip, be spot on there. Even Big Nat. Don't we need to lob a Big Nat in, don't we?
Yeah, Van Dijk looks worried that if he jumps, he's going to land funny on his knee, but hopefully he gets over it.
Yeah, fingers crossed there, John, as well. Just a quick one, John. What was the most frustrating thing off the back of the Leicester game? Obviously, as Ricky said, the corners. Anything that really stood out for you when watching the game?
Money. Just not being able to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's a whole new talking point of a video, mate, as well.
My granny could score that goal. That's worse than a penalty for me. Penalty, you miss it. Keeper can save a penalty. But how you miss that shot, I don't understand.
Yeah. I love Man United a bit. Got him on my shirt as well. I think he will eventually. There's still Mane is still in there. It's just about matter of just trying to unlock that a bit more. Hopefully he does win the AFCON. It could be a matter of just winning the AFCON. Bit of confidence back into him. I tell you, if he won the AFCON, it literally come back to the Premier League. Like his confidence level will be massive as well. So fingers crossed if he does win the AFCON or Salah, they come back even better players. And
I think he's trying too hard.
I think he's spot on there, mate. Let us know chat your thoughts on Mane. We all love him. We want him to come back. I'm not buying this that he's done. The man's like, what? How old is he? 30,
if you take a Mane
a
couple of seasons ago when he was at his best, he was doing things by instant. He was just doing it. He wasn't thinking about anything. In this season, to me, he's just thinking too much. It's just confidence, really. He's nowhere near done. People say he's done. They're just stupid.
Yeah, no, it's mad, mate. I was just watching social media, and it's like that meme when the fella comes in with the pizzas, and the flat's on fire. It was like when Barca, the Barca manager comes in. I'll try and find it, but you know that meme anyway. Yeah. But I was just basically that equivalent to just going on social media, logging on, and then logging back off anyway. But let us know your thoughts on Mane, everyone. We all love him, and I think he will eventually regain that form. I think when you watch him, his off the ball movement is superb. It's not like he's doing because he got into that great position, didn't he, John and Reds? He got in the position because he done the hard work. It was just a matter of. But as you said there, John, I think that's the most important thing. I think there's too much reliance on Salah and Mane because both of them know if we don't score, we're not scoring unless it's the set play, as we've already discussed. And so if it's not Jota as well or Bobby, who is it? But I think that's a whole new video which we can do this month about. Well, I'll ask you a bit later about squad depth and that. But I really do appreciate all of you for tuning in. If you are new around here, make sure you head over, subscribe, drop a like on the video as well. Really does help the algorithm. Make sure you head over to the lads as well, the 1892 Reds podcast. Ricky, absolute legend there. I've just done an episode with him and Luke. So do head over there and check it out. Give it all your support. So get to all your comments before we do move on to our next talking points. If you've got any talking points, Reds, let me know. Get your thoughts in, and we can very much discuss it tonight. But Mitchell, I think we fully agree with that, mate. All of us absolutely fuming. Now that we lose Mane and Salah, we all know what is coming. Doesn't bode well. Even I know it's that we all want to try and be positive, but just remember the Barca game. Remember all those cheeky Barca fans going, and there was a large section of the Liverpool fan base that give up. But If there's one club in world football that can do anything, a miraculous miracle, it's Liverpool Football Club, and we got Jurgen Klopp. We're not going to throw the towel in just yet. Until it's mathematically impossible, then we still continue to fight. Statman Stubbs, make sure you head over to Statman Stubbs' channel as well. Absolute legend. Really do enjoy going on his show as well. Really do appreciate it. Hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year, mate. Yes, Jack, Ricky, John, top for you lads, and your top man as well, matey. Thank you for tuning in. Still a lot of points up to grab. Yeah, fully agree with that, Mark. Anyway, love your Sea of Thieves profile picture as well. What a game. What a game. Big up, Statman. Hope we collab soon, bro. All big one family there, Reds. I'm looking forward more to the cup games this week than tomorrow's game. I think the Leicester result just killed me. It would have took a lot out of the team as well, mate, I think. Do you reckon, Ricky? Do you reckon that would psychologically took a lot out? But this is the perfect game to react, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if the boys never left the Leicester pitch fuming at that performance or fuming that they've dropped points there, let's be honest, that was a makeshift back four Leicester. It weren't their first, second, or third choice. I think they just found anyone they couldn't put in a kit to play at the back. Could not give any. I don't know what word to use, but I do not care about this League Cup at all in the slightest. I mean, it's just another game where our players are going to play in a game and they're going to be tired after it. It depends what lineup you put out of it. You could pick up silly injuries. If it was a COVID-free season, then maybe I'd be a bit more excited for trying to win the League Cup, but I just don't care about it, to be fair.
Yeah, I can understand it. You know me, my thought on the League Cup. Yeah, the League Cup. I want us to win, even if it's a father side. I think all of us do. I think if we did win the League Cup, we'll be absolutely happy. But obviously, the paramount is the Premier League and Champions League. But that's another talking point for another day. But if Liverpool just ended up with the League Cup as a trophy, is that a successful season? It's not in all of our eyes. It's not what we envisioned and wanted to win come this season. But even if it meant winning the League Cup or winning nothing, I think we'd all still take the League Cup if it meant that we were just going to finish the league or the season without no trophies. Because I think even if it's one, but it's not the one that we want. But fingers crossed it can all change. But yeah, I think it will all change. Hopefully, as I say, it only takes a couple of injuries for Manchester City really to struggle. And we've seen how teams in the past are very much hiccups. Some games we don't look like we have prepped for them. It's the climate in which we found ourselves in, mate. I think a lot of teams disrupted due to obviously the testing and everything, and even the sheer amount of games. I think the modern day coach now probably has about 1-2 days through a week due to obviously the amount of time in which the players, I think most of the players are the ones that are isolating. They've got to train individually as well. So they don't train with the current crop of players anyway. So different factors, but hopefully it does all change. Yeah, I think it is, Eamon. I think that is the case, mate.
7.
Oh, is it 7? 7,
yeah.
mate, yeah. Mane Salah must step up. Very much agree with that, mate. Even in all, how you doing, Hannah? Thank you very much for tuning in. Massive game tomorrow. Very much agree with that. Fingers crossed we can. And we'll try and be as positive as we possibly can. I'm pretty sure the lads will do the job tomorrow, but just got to hope and pray that we do get a couple of VAR decisions. But it's when you get VAR decisions the right way. But anything's possible when you've got the standard level of officiating, which we've already seen today. Love Mane, but he's not scored in 8 games, and that's a worry. He will come good again. Yeah, Jay, he will come good eventually. But he's still playing good. Obviously, the Atletico Madrid game, remember that, John? He had a tremendous game where the Atletico Madrid players, Klopp had to take him off at half time, didn't he, John? Because he was getting absolutely volleyed all over the place.
Yeah, he was getting kicked about left, right, and centre, so he was, and that was a shame because he was having a brilliant game.
Yeah.
Well,
He can do that, can't he? So hopefully he does that tomorrow as a going
Mane's
away
got a good
present.
record against Chelsea, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. Think he has, mate. Yeah,
So
yeah. Pretty sure he's. Yeah, there you go, boy. Yeah, put that in your racket there, the boys tomorrow. Put that in your racket. That's a good shout, that John. Man, to score you there first by John tomorrow. So banging an hat-trick, and then he just shuts us all up, doesn't he, tomorrow? Just in the worst time to go to AFCON anyway. To get on the scores. Avi, happy New Year's. I'm very nervous about the game. Thank you very much, mate, for tuning in. If you are new around here, Reds, as well, make sure you head over, subscribe here, and put your bell notification on as well. I haven't done a video in a while, but apologies. I did have my vaccine. I was a bit wobbly this week, so wouldn't have been best advised for me to come on and put on the camera. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, mate. It sure did, mate. I hope all had a good Christmas and New Year. We will miss Klopp against Chelsea. He's been confirmed that Alisson, Firmino, Naby have COVID. I think it has. I don't know if it's COVID or a potential negative or false positive. Obviously, you just got to protect the whole squad. You don't want to take the risk, really, especially with the AFCON on the horizon for those players as well. Hi, Jack. Happy New Year to you, mate. Cheers, Helen. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to every single one of you as well. Absolute legends. But, so, score predictions, lads, and then we'll move on to, obviously, other talking points. Everyone in chat, get your score predictions in. How many of you being positive? I'm going to go 1-0. I'll take a 1-0 for the next 10 league games, as long as we get 3 points. As our good mate Dave says, points me prizes and happy days. John, I'll start with you, mate. Score prediction, going positive, going big score lines, or
3-0.
2-0. Who scored? Oh, 3-0.
I think Mane get 2. Sal for the other one.
Yeah. Make sure you get your score predictions in. Ricky, what are you going to go with?
Going to stick with the 3-1. Salah scores 2. And I think we might break the corner duck and score from a corner. Be nice.
Yeah, I'd love it. Hopefully, Jurgen Klopp's watching this video. We never know. It could be.
Yeah,
got maybe on the big screen, boys.
Maybe you can see what goes wrong for the corners. Watching it on TV.
Hopefully, clips Costas and Stens over the air. Come on, boys, put a decent delivery in. Well, saying that, there is some corners that they're putting on the money.
Oh,
it's just the people in the box. It's like basically having me in a corner. I'm about 5'6". Wouldn't even understand the chance against big Romelu Lukaku, would I? I jump on big Virgil's shoulders. Are you allowed to do that technically? Probably now with is that gaining an advantage if you jumped on your own teammate? Was it back in the Champions League game when we used to play Chelsea? It was Danny Agger used to jump on the back of Carragher's shoulders and that. Are you allowed to do that, chat, as well?
We should put Jota on Van Dijk's shoulders because he seems to be the only one that can head a ball.
So Ronaldo going for the ball. Jota will be about 10 foot in the air. That's how you get a score. That's how you score from set pieces there, boys. I have to send Jota a message anyway. Yeah, us and the boys want you to jump on Virgil's back. Either that or, worst case scenario, in a couple of weeks, we'll just have to send Ali up for all these corners because we've got no chance.
He come up the other night, didn't he, against Leicester? I thought he was going to do it again, but the corner was shocking.
Oh, yeah. All this build-up, I swear to God, if he'd done it again. I literally put him up for every corner that we have. Just have about 3 players on the airline. Let's get to all your score predictions. The Asian sensation, he's gone 1-2-1 Liverpool. Very interesting. 2-1 Liverpool, Salah ×2, fingers crossed. Mark's gone with a 3-1, still saying 3-1. Agree with that, mate. 2-1, Diego Jota and Salah. Lukaku to score, interesting. We discussed him a bit later, a bit before anyway. Here's us talking about result. You've got after Chelsea. Well, that whole stadium would be baying for blood, really, if Lukaku is playing. It'll be a weird atmosphere. It's bad enough, obviously, when we played Chelsea. That was a weird, surreal game, wasn't it? Remember back in the day when we played Torres and you just see him in a Chelsea shirt, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what is this? What is this? Remember being a kid, it was like, I know we got a lot of money for them, but it was weird. Horrible to see. It's hard to predict, Helen. Draw. Jay's going with a 1-1. I have a worry that Salah and Mane not going to try 100%, give they leave for AFCON right after. I think he will try,
play
mate.
this game. They begged to play this game, apparently. So I can't see them not trying. They begged to play this one last game before AFCON, so...
Yeah, because I know we're fans, aren't we, boys? And everyone at home. But Sal and Mane they bleed red. They love the football club, and it's as much as they love their country. Like obviously playing for the country and all the AFCON players, it means so much. Obviously, it's a massive tournament for them. They'll be disappointed if they can. If they're playing for Senegal or Egypt and you see the results, Liverpool, like if we're dropping more points, they'll be absolutely fuming. And they'll be like, oh. But I think they'll have a lot of confidence in the team, mates. But just making them wanting to like get past the next stage of the AFCON as quick as possible and get back home as well.
Yeah.
Alan, do we play Tuesday or against
Thursday?
Arsenal? Thursday, Vic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be a massive game as well. 2-1 to the Reds, Eamons. Close one, though. Let's hope Calais does his stuff again. If he sound, if he has penalties, Eamons, isn't he? He's in good form, so hopefully he has a couple of... hopefully we don't get penalties, but you never know, these refs are not on the VAR. I think, we got Ricky, is it Paul Tierney in VAR?
Yeah.
Who we absolutely despise as a ref.
And Anthony Taylor's the ref.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the Chelsea fans despise Anthony Taylor, though.
Yeah,
so
hate him.
It's 50-50. So you got the Chelsea fans hating the actual ref.
Off.
Yeah, so it'll be Chelsea getting given a pen and then Paul Tierney taking the penalty away. Or Liverpool getting a pen and then VAR. Yeah, the other way around. It'll be absolutely carnage. I know we joke about it, but that's what probably will happen. Which is absolute shambles. But fingers crossed. That is the spot on. Doubt it would be allowed, Jack. Yeah, pretty sure it'd be cancelled anyway. Obviously, we're talking about if players do jump on the shoulders of their own players. I think that'd be classed as gauging an advantage, probably, in it. Because you'd have Tim Cahill back in the day and jumping on big distance their shoulders. He's lethal in the air. Thursday the 6th at 7:45. Be a massive game anyway. Is Arsenal the 9th? I think, as Mark said, the 6th. Not too sure on the date of Reds, but fingers crossed. Whenever we are, hopefully we absolutely slap them up. Lots of chances in this game, I feel. So Klopp's gone with a 3-2 win to the Reds. Will overcome a late winner at the Bridge. Oh, tell you what. I don't think all of our heart rates after New Year and Christmas, we've all been on the bevy. Well, no, I haven't, but no, a lot of you have. Or whatever your beverage is. We can't take a last minute winner. I'll take it if it meant Liverpool winning the game, but yeah, spot on there, boys. Right, I won't keep it any longer, boys. We talked on the Chelsea game set up. We talk about who's going to play. Title aspirations, just a quick one there, Ricky. As we said, we've touched on obviously it being a massive game for Chelsea, but does the loser not be in a title race? Is that quite... I know we're speaking about Liverpool, but is it got that much importance on this game?
I think the team that loses are done. They're at the title race. I think a draw puts Chelsea out the title race. I think a draw will more or less put us out the title race, but I think it gives us a little bit of hope that City will drop points somewhere. Me personally, like I said earlier, heart says we're still in it. Head says even if we beat Chelsea, I still think we're out of it. I just think the gap's too big. Even if we win the 2 games now and go 6 points behind them, they smash up that Chelsea side when they play them. And then it only leaves 3 points to play when we play them. Even if we beat them, I just think it's a tough ask to ask us not to drop no more points throughout the season. Salah and Mane going. Minamino's injured. Origi's supposed to be injured. Jota will be the only recognised fit striker that we've got in the squad. I just think it's going to be a tough ask. I think we need to be in and around the 3 to 6 point mark, but I just can't see it. I just think it's too much of an ask, especially with Champions League as well.
Yeah, John, and everyone in chat, spot on there, mate. Everyone in chat, just a simple yes or no. Everyone in chat, do you reckon if the loser of this game, or if it's a draw, it's a perfect result for Man City, obviously, but does the loser of this game, obviously mathematically it's still possible come the end of the season, but does that completely eliminate the loser out of the title race? Obviously you look at Spurs there, John. Spurs have got, was it two, it could be 3 games on Chelsea come, I don't know, Chelsea playing tonight, Tottenham playing tonight or tomorrow, whenever they're playing.
Tottenham won today.
Yeah, so obviously they've won their game, one of their games that they've had. So, John, quickly on what Ricky's had to touch on there, is this a make or break game for the winner or the loser?
The loser's out. There's no comeback for the loser. There's not. If we win it, I don't want to say we'll win the league, but we'll have a good chance.
Yeah.
You know, we've still got a game in hand, plus we still need to play City. City haven't been great recently. They weren't great today. They should have got beaten today.
You've just been grinding out results, innit? That's a mark of a good team, innit?
But there's going to come a point in the season where their luck's going to run out.
Especially with no attacker as well.
And as long as we can be in and around them when their luck does run out, then we got a good chance.
Yeah, most definitely, matey. Let me know your thoughts. Get to all your comments as well. We'll check it out, bro. So I really appreciate all you tuning in, absolute legends. One of us will be out with the title race by tomorrow night. A win is a must, just to stay within the touching distance. I'm going to say Klopp. Eamon, the other useless stackers need to take points off City. Can't see it happening, though. Yeah, I'll tell you that, what, mate. That would be an Aston Villa job for all of them anyway. Stevie, it's the only one that we can rely on at the minute. If it was the worst injuries and COVID between us and them, I think to mixed bag at the minute, Helen. I know we've got like 3 players out at the minute, and obviously we've got the manager out. But as the lads have said, yeah, going to have his cheeky headset piece or Skype or whatever device they use, and we can do it. We're at the beauty of our home anyway, and we're all around the UK anyway, so I'm pretty sure going to be having doubt he'll be having an iPad with what is it, StreamYard on. But he'll have some form of communication. City will much rather Chelsea win tomorrow than us because we have an extra game in hand. A draw tomorrow, though, and we go 8 points behind, and that's if we win our game in hand. 8 points is unassailable, especially against the juggernaut that is City. How the team City will fear us more is the most, so we must keep winning. Very much agree with that, Jay. And finally, lads, before you go to bed, really appreciate you tuning in. Transfers, and Ricky and John, I know it's a massive whole hour, to possibly a 3-hour show to almost transfers. But just a quick one to round off as well, Reds. Where the boys gone there? There we go, Ricky. We've just been speaking about obviously Mane, Salah moving. It's been a mad last couple of days. I haven't done a video on my channel, but some of the news articles, journals, not Liverpool based, but just news publications in general, on social media. I think, was it you seen a link linking, supposedly a rumor linking Bobby to, it was Aston Villa?
Yeah. TalkSport went Bobby to Villa.
Take what you think about this TalkSport. So
yeah, I mean, we ain't got enough attackers in the team as it is. With the 2 boys going to AFCON, you're gonna sell one of your strikers, isn't you? I mean,
yeah,
you might as well pay me to talk on TalkSport if that's the rubbish you're bringing up.
Yeah, so it's an important month. How many players would you be content with as well? Everyone in chat. We'll have a lot of shows coming up this month in relation to it, and I think you never know. Jurgen Klopp and Edwards. Obviously, Edwards is leaving in the summer. Very much highly looking like. Especially if Liverpool do win against Chelsea, and we are 6 points behind. John, I'll just go to ask you as well, mate. Do you reckon Liverpool could make a move for the right player if he's available?
They'll definitely make a move if he's available and at the right price. They'll definitely make a move.
Yeah,
And we need to go out and get a striker. We need to go score.
yeah. I think when we watched that Leicester game as well, mate, didn't we? Us, me, you, and Ricky, and everyone in chat. It was the Leicester game. You're like, we just need a number 9 there. Just number 9 that buries all the chances.
That's all we're missing is someone to score goals. Take the pressure off Salah.
You do wonder, Ricky, what City be doing if they had a number 9, wouldn't you? How many points do you reckon they'd be ahead?
Do you know, I think they'd be behind if they had a proper striker. City don't operate properly with a striker, do they? I mean, bar Aguero, who's just an unbelievable talent. They've got Jesus, and I mean...
He's a winger, isn't he, I think?
Yeah, I don't think City play with a striker. They try to play the same sort of football we play with the 3 up top, but it don't work. It don't work to an extent. But if we could get a proper striker, I know our one is a striker, but we'll see if we can get that done in the summer.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. You never know. Klopp could surprise us. A late Christmas present, a New Year's resolution by Jurgen. I'm going to sign more players. What I've feared, I don't think you'll win tomorrow evening, having Jota, Salah, and Mane. You got to hope, Helen, just say, cast your minds back to that Barca game, second leg. No one in the whole world football in the universe would have expected. Well, it's Liverpool Football Club, though. We do the unthinkable, and we have done in the past as well. And it'd make the season even sweeter if we did win the league, being 8 points behind City. That would be massive. And if Jurgen Klopp wins this without spending only 30-odd million on Canate, just saying. Is there £100 million on a headband? Saying Jack Grealish anyway, but yeah, going to be hard, but I feel we will pull it off. That's it, Mark. Got to be positive, haven't you? Say, Klopp, we are missing Minamino and Origi versus Arsenal. Are we? Is that the case? Oh,
Jota's the only recognised attacker, apparently.
I think we'll have to play me and you on the wing, Vicky, and then John in midfield.
They need to come out and say what's wrong with Origi, because we're getting that Minamino's injured. He's got a few muscle injuries or muscle strains, whatnot. But no one's saying anything about Origi.
I think it will be a case of if a bid is going to say coming from Newcastle for what? Something stupid. It makes financial sense if you're keeping Origi out of the spotlight and out of possible future injuries, because you'd lose a lot of money if, say, Origi was getting lined up in January for a move. But
if
never know.
If Newcastle are bidding 30 million for Trippier, I'll take 80 mil for Phillips and Origi if you want.
Is that 30 million?
Apparently they're signing him for 30 million, Trippier.
Oh, mate, we're getting 100 million for Origi. Wait.
100 mil for Origi, 50 for Phillips. It's got to be done.
Yeah, cheeky discount there. You want to centre half that can actually defend?
Yeah.
There you go. But, lads, thank you very much for coming on. Make sure you head over to the 1892 Reds podcast. Done a great show before we come on live tonight. So head over there. Luke and Mickey's channel. Absolute legends. John, pleasure as always, mate. Thank you very much for coming on as well. Cheers, lads. And most importantly, everyone, if you're watching this on the repeat or if you're watching this live as well, absolute really appreciate it. All your support. And hopefully there will be a lot more videos coming out the coming weeks. Apologies, I haven't done a lot of videos at the minute. Had me jab, so it wasn't too in the best place anyway. But there will be a lot more transfer videos coming out, especially because we all love a transfer video, don't we? So, and obviously the post match tomorrow as well. Eamons, cheers, lads. You never walk alone. We should see Malowski and Kate Gordon involved against Arsenal because of the striker shortages. It'll be interesting. You never know. Kelleher stepped up. Could be time for the Polish wonder kid to step up as well. Absolute quality. He's been getting rave reviews as well. So Mark, say Klopp, Helen, Diaz Sensation, Statman Stubbs, Mark, Helen, Jamie, Avi as well. I really do apologise if I've missed any of your comments. I think Hannah as well. Mark, every single one of you, really do appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. You make the shows, everyone at home. Look after yourselves. As I said, uncertain times at the minute. But Mark, you're very welcome, mate. Thank you for tuning in. And most importantly, thank you to my guests, John and Ricky, for coming on. And we'll see you tomorrow for a post-match. Hopefully try and get the lads on as well. But most importantly, we'll see you tomorrow. And fingers crossed the Reds can do the business. Pretty sure they will. You'll never walk alone, Reds. And cheers, boys.